find him overly attractive.
Yeah.
And that's how we start the show.
And that's how we
Yay.
start going live, guys. Welcome to Radio Tekkers.
Welcome to Radio Tekkers, everybody. It's the
Ori coming in, dropping the mark. Ronaldo is not sexy. Boom.
To me. To me.
To her. Yeah.
It's a preference.
So there you go.
Ronaldo is certainly a kink.
Hit the intro.
Yes. Let's hit the intro. It's the Manchester Derby.
Woo!
Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? It is Radio Tekkers live, our match of the week here. Manchester United hosting Manchester City. Very fun. I am Tanner, aka the Text Gentleman, and along with me here, we've got some of podcasting's finest people that you'll ever meet. First off, the man to my right here on the screen, he is literally podcasting royalty. His lordship, Mags. Mags, how are you doing today?
Kablam! How are you guys? Yeah, I'm excited to watch a murder.
well, goodness. So if you're tuning in, this is not literally a murder. It's Manchester United versus Manchester City. It might as well be, but we'll talk about that here in just a moment.
We will. We will.
The man right below Mags here on the screen here, the magnificent one himself, Matt. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Knowing that I've got a dog in this fight and I hate both teams equally, works very well for me today. So I am the true neutral today in this game, and I can vouch for the fact that Ronaldo does nothing for me either. In any sense of imagination.
I forgot to ask Mags how he feels about Ronaldo.
Ronaldo gives me a boner.
What a way to start the show.
Click
Okay,
that can go as a Radio Tekkers short.
Who had 2 minutes 45 seconds? Right, okay.
All right, and we are done. And of course, making her Radio Tekkers full debut here, we've got Ori the Draw. Ori, how are you doing today?
I am sleep deprived and highly caffeinated, so let's do this.
Yes, let's.
Most football fans are on a Saturday morning, to be brutally honest.
Yeah, for sure. That or just, just
full
in
of beans.
Drunken slumber.
Chat's awake and queer and they go already. Graham from Good Cop Bad Cop saying, Tekkers at breakers, you feckers.
Yes.
Never want to see a 0-0 so much.
Yes. I would actually agree. I would enjoy a 0-0. Again, this is the Manchester Derby, one of the fixtures of the Premier League season. It's had a lot more fanfare in the past, but with Manchester City being so dominant and Manchester United being not
Manchester United.
Yeah, it's kind of been a little bit underwhelming in recent years. But gentlemen, and of course Ori, are we going to see some fireworks today? Ori, let me get your thoughts first.
I'm gonna say hesitantly yes. I think it's gonna be spicy.
Ooh.
I did catch, I'm watching this on the NBC Sports app or website. United has won the last 3 of their home games. And some of the most interesting games that we've seen this season have been from City. So it could be interesting. United's in 5th place with 17 points. City's in 3rd place with 20 points. This could go either way. I think it's going to be fun. I don't think it's going to pick up till the second half, but I think it's going to be fun.
Well, Graham seems to agree with you from Good Cop Bad Cop saying 3 straight reds for each team, he's saying. That'd be half as exciting. The last 3 home games, I'm guessing you mean against Man City because Liverpool beat them in their last home match. 5-0.
It could be. It could be because, again, I'm watching this on mute. I'm just catching
We've seen
the
a murder
ticker and stuff underneath. So.
Oh man, I
Stop
remember
it! He's already dead.
that was one of the best days in my podcasting career.
I may have listened back to it 5 or 6 times. It was amazing to be around all of you amazing people in the chat at the time. And to be able to experience that with so many amazing people at the same time was great. The chat is still going mad. Trouble from you from Sai already for you, Mags. No hat Magsy. That's your new nickname, apparently.
Thank you, sir. No glass, sir. There.
Oh, yes, he broke his glass, didn't he? He broke his red glass, didn't he? Yes, absolutely hilarious. Tan over firework references. Does he realise it was Guy Fawkes last night, though?
Do I realize that it was Guy Fawkes night last night?
Mm-hmm. In the UK, it's Guy Fawkes night, where we celebrate the one person who went to Parliament. Be completely honest why he was going to Parliament for.
Yeah.
He burn it to the ground.
He tried to burn everything down.
Just for the record, we have November 5th of January 6th. Okay.
Yeah. So my question is why hasn't Seth Rollins tried taking a Guy Fawkes approach? Why haven't they given him a Guy Fawkes gimmick?
You'd have to ask Tyler himself.
Yeah, Mr. Black.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. Now, Ori, you of course are a Manchester City fan from the start since you started watching football. So I was very excited to have you involved because we did our little draft recap, obviously, on the Tekkers channel. Go back and check it out, guys. Ori was the star of the show. I just turned up. It's true. I did. But I wanted to do more work with Ori. And when I heard Man City was going to be the game we're going to do this week, and I figured we needed some. Thinking how we are a little bit biased when it comes to a Liverpool match, usually with myself and Tanner being on, because there is more. No. I figured it's only fair that we have a Manchester City fan on for the Man City coverage. So here we are.
Yeah. So just more Man United hate. That's what.
So make it as.
Listen, I'm not going to hate on anybody. I'm not
then
you're
not a true
hate.
No. It's. I think that's the confusion. It's perfectly welcome here in a lot of circles to just hate on Manchester United, and rightfully so. They've been. They're in 5th, but that's really overstating what they're doing right now, I think.
It is a little. They are punching above their weight. It feels like so much so that I think it's time we address this lineup because we have questions about it. Tanner takes away.
Okay, so starting lineups here. Let me actually pull that up.
They're already up.
Thank you, Matt. We've got David De Gea in goal, Bailey, Lindelof, Maguire at the back. So we're going a 3 at the back approach here from Manchester United.
Are we though? Read on.
Keep going, sir. Keep going.
We do have Wan-Bissaka and Shaw also in the lineup, so maybe it's a back 5.
No, try again.
But we also have McTominay and Fred, and while they're not really defenders, they'll probably play as defenders. So maybe 7 at the back.
How do you stop Jesuit? 7 markers.
7 guys. Let's put 7 back. Along with McTominay and Fred, we also have Fernandes playing above them, I would assume in the 10 slot, and Mason Greenwood and Cristiano Ronaldo playing up top. So a very defensive lineup here by Manchester United, it seems.
Again, it's like Ole is just throwing anything out there and seeing what sticks.
Huh?
This is a ridiculous formation. Ridiculous. I mean, why are we sticking with Fred anyway? They have been absolutely piss poor. You've got Van der Beek sat there on the bench. You've got Jadon Sancho sat on the bench. You've got Jesse Lingard sat on the bench. What are you doing, man?
Sancho, they paid
I'm sorry.
so much money for. Ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. And no Cavani at all in the team.
all I can hear with this whole tirade by Mags is, well, what's that comic? I was over on the bench. I was over on the bench. Like that's all I hear in my head.
It baffles me because this is a team of superstars. You've got hundreds of millions of pounds worth of players sat on the bench, and you're sticking with a team that is piss poor. Oh, it annoys. It absolutely annoys.
No, but keep it going, man. Ollie at the wheel. Let's see here.
Hashtag secret agent Ollie.
For Manchester City, we've got Ederson in goal, Walker, Stones, Diaz, and Cancelo in defense. Gundogan as captain. I have Gundogan as captain. Maybe not.
He's leading the players out right now.
Well, the good deal. I think I got that run right. We've got Rodri in midfield along with Gundogan and also Bernardo Silva, who's been in fine form, much to my chagrin. And Gabriel Jesus. Of course, Gabriel Jesus.
Just because I put it wrong once, and now it's a fact. Confirmation, by the way, that's the reason why it's an enforced change, because Cavani is injured.
Oh God, that's the last thing Man United need.
So it's an enforced change, and not a choice change. Right next.
The last thing they need is an actual player injured, and not somebody that they
indeed
just put a kid on.
Indeed, have you gone through the whole lineup there, Tanner?
No. Kevin De Bruyne and Phil Foden. That completes the lineup there. Phil Foden, who also annoys the heck out of me. See, this is the problem with the Manchester Derby. I just don't like any of the players who play in it.
If they wear a United or City strip, Tanner hates them.
Yeah, just good luck. Like that's.
I mean, I don't know how he likes James Milner. I really don't.
Oh, because he doesn't wear sky blue no more, baby.
Thank you to everybody who's watching along with us over on Twitch and also on YouTube right here. Thank you, Guru Mataju, saying we are getting pumped right now, or gonna get pumped. I'm not sure which one you're referring to, but either way, Google Backup is saying I am not hating on Man United today. I want Ole to stay at the wheel. Sai is saying. Hey, I fully support No Hat Maggie. That glass shot was a low blow, dude.
What do you expect from Mags? That's all he's got.
It's all very true.
What's all this Maxie all about?
Indeed.
Getting aggressive.
Our executive vice president of
it's Chris. It's Chris, guys.
It is.
Yeah.
Chris, who is our executive vice president of country dancing. Is now saying absolutely fuming that Sky have the early kickoff. I'm relying on you lot today. I'm sure we know this will be very in detail as usual.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah, I mean that's why you tune into Radio Tekkers for the actual coverage.
I will say we will be taking a momentary before we actually carry on with the rest of the maiden chat, because of course we are. The last home game to Man United before Remembrance Day in the United Kingdom. So we will, of course, be paying our moments of respect alongside the rest of the country.
So there you go. As Pep Guardiola marches down the touchline. Oh, sorry. I just saw the sign.
Thank you, everybody, for that. Of course, that was a. It always sounds longer when you're taking part in one, unfortunately. Graham actually put in the chat, is this moment of silence going to last longer than Man United fans played for the Liverpool game? A little bit harsh. So yeah, that's a little bit on the harsh side, on that side of things. Yeah, I apologise.
Slightly true.
I apologise.
Also true. Yes, indeed.
Heading back to the chat then to catch up with everyone who's been sending messages. Thank you so much. FTLOL podcast saying best replacement for Ole. I think Luis Enrique could be tempted out of Spain setup.
I'm thinking.
Emery.
I'm thinking Michael Carrick. That would be a great replacement for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Stephen Bruce.
Yes, Steve Bruce. Because we
know that really trending, by the way.
He actually has better pace than Jadon Sancho. I don't know if anybody knew that or not, but he could outrun Jadon Sancho. Sam Allardyce, great shout by Graham in the chat.
We're getting ready to take the knee and the kickoff here, of course, and you'll be with America's usually a few moments behind, so we will do our usual pause as they take the knee at the Old Trafford. We of course remind you all there is no room for racism in any walk of life, including football. Obviously, if you see racism around the Premier League sort of things, PremierLeague.com/report racism.
And we have just kicked off here in the UK, so let us know when you have kickoff.
We just have a close-up of Maguire's forehead, and now we're looking at Jesue.
That must be widescrreen.
Widescreen, yeah. Widescreen, yeah.
High definition.
So many pores.
It is
Some of those blackhead strips. No, I'm kidding.
Jesus Christ.
What the?
Radio Tekkers comes with health tips.
It does.
I'm a doctor.
Get your hormones in, folks.
I've never been in one, am I? Okay, right.
That was the best. We have the knee here in the televised version here in the States. Here we go.
NBC Sports app still. Let's see.
And we have kickoff.
I'm waiting on Man City to kick the ball. Come on.
Ah.
Okay, there's the knee.
Yeah.
You've only just gone on to the knee.
Yeah.
I think always on the web version, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm on the web. There we go. There's kickoff.
Yeah, if you float onto the screen, I learned this cool trick. If you go onto the screen, there's a go live button, where if you click on go live, it'll take you all the way up, instead of being.
Here we go. I have clicked the go live.
Sweet. All right, so I'm at about 50 seconds right now, because of this nice little go live button.
Well, you are a douchebag.
Just now at 51.
So I better fast forward.
I wish he knew about a button because we could do it more often if that was the case, Tanner. Okay, while we're arguing about that, Sai in the chat is saying, I don't agree with the team selection based on the system, and 11 has got only results against City and Chelsea in the past. Grant wants
We're not talking about the past. We're talking about now.
That's very true. Grant wants to know before kickoff who Matt put his 10 bob on this week. Hashtag fun Paddy Power. I have not put a bet on this game. Maybe because I forgot to. And so I could.
Brilliant.
Of course. Chris, our roving reporter, is saying if we take the piss out of Holtag, we can take the piss out of Jesue. It's only fair.
And Helen Rodriguez. Don't forget
absolutely. That. We'll get to her later. Good Cop Backup is saying not on Peacock either.
And Azpilicueta. That was also a fun time. Transporting Azpilicueta.
That's fantastic. Graham is saying he's tanning an Orange Cassidy shirt. Only just noticed. Indeed he is, and he's chanting freshly squeezed in the chat for that.
Oh, you finally decided to swap us, so I'm not hidden by all the comments now.
I tried to do it earlier, but I couldn't quite do it.
I'm starting to feel like Kilroy just popping over the edge. Like, hi, I'm here too.
I was trying to move you across, it wouldn't let me do it for some reason.
Manchester City on the attack here. Shot at goal. No. Not
Hughes
yet.
is available, Pete Chris is saying in the chat. Not is Maguire doing the weird leg stretch again? That was all over social media for the Liverpool game. We didn't see it, to be fair.
No,
we didn't see that. That's when he tried out the weird leg stretch, which ironically he already scored with in the midweek after. Chris is saying he's not seeing any health tips off of Mags, to be honest.
Whoa! Listen, drink juice.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Mags' title is Lord. It is Matt who is the doctor.
Correct.
I just show up. You know.
This is it. Kind of a troll, Graham is calling you.
I don't know why.
Chris is also saying, I'm not being funny. That was Azpilicueta. I don't care what you say. And I bring this up to date with all the chat with Mirfo. We were taking care of everything else.
Then he had a good tan. He'd been on holiday for a long, long while because he was not the same ethnicity whatsoever.
No, he was not.
Hashtag report racism.
Is that Azpilicueta down? No, Azpilicueta's running up the other side of the pitch.
And skipped over my food question. Graham, I wasn't. I was just waiting for the right moment to drop it in, Graham. The question he wants to ask, because he's very keen to hear the opinions about battered pigs in blankets appearing at Iceland in the UK soon.
Well, I went to Iceland this morning, and they're not there yet.
Okay,
and I was not happy.
Battered pigs in blankets. So not the ones that I'm familiar with, and not the ones that Ori would be familiar
the genuine ones, the genuine pigs in blankets.
The English pigs in blankets.
What's the difference?
Chipolata wrapped in bacon. That's it.
I just can't explain.
Sausage wrapped in bacon.
It's simple.
I just don't have the patience anymore.
So American pigs in blankets are like hot dog sausages wrapped in pastry. Is that how you would know them? Well, ours are little real sausages made with actual meat.
Wait a minute. What is this sausage slander? It's real sausage. Well, to an extent. But I mean, you could do breakfast pigs in blankets.
Is real sausage.
Yeah, but we don't wrap them in pastry. We wrap them in bacon.
Yeah.
Why not both?
Chance for Man United. And
I would agree with that.
Breakfast sausage, wrap it in bacon,
Yep.
drop it in pastry.
Harry Maguire wide header.
But
yeah, Maguire's big old head couldn't make it on goal.
We now have them dipped in batter and then deep fried.
That's what Iceland is bringing up.
I think we need both. Let's do both.
I agree.
I have no problem.
Why can't you just take the pastry, the pastry ones, and just wrap those in bacon? Can't we all be right?
You have pastry in the middle. Sausage, pastry, bacon.
No, that's not going to work.
Maverick.
Although, here's an idea. Take the sausages, cook the bacon, and then cut it up. Drop it in pancake batter, dip the sausage in the bacon pancake batter, and then fry.
That could work.
With beans.
Tanner, no. First of all, stop that. Second of all, Tanner, you've never had bacon pancakes?
I've had bacon pancakes. Yeah,
it's the same principle. It's just got sausage in the center.
Speaking of sausages, Graham is saying my wife bought a big bag of sausage patties last weekend instead of a Lynx. Last time I was this mad, Roy Hodge was Liverpool manager.
No, the only time you do sausage patties is like
muffins
sandwich.
Yeah, City come close again.
Oh, that wasn't a coherent noise, Matt. What the hell was that?
Oh, that's a beautiful goal.
That was close.
Oh, no.
Brilliant.
Oh, there we go.
And the three at the back pays off for United as Eric Bailey scores an own goal, putting Manchester City up.
Proud of. Jesuit would be proud of that finish.
Already.
Wow.
Jesus.
I can't remember when the last time Eric Bailey started a Premier League game.
They dropped Varane. Well, I mean, Varane's obviously picked up a knock, but he's replacing Varane, and he did this. A worldie. Essentially, it's a worldie goal.
This might be a long day for United. I think City might be trying to go for Liverpool's record.
We want 6. We want 6. Oh, good Lord.
So we have the postman.
off the
Did he
shins.
ring twice?
Oh,
He didn't
man.
ring. He someone else let me into the building
Yes,
and then just knocked my front door.
Chris in the chat says, so this I think he might be referring to Ori's idea here about the chopped bacon and sausage with the pancake. He says that's like a deep fried toad in the hole. Then, I think that sounds decent, and Chris seems to agree. He says that sounds nice. Yeah.
So, from my trip to Iceland, obviously to go and get some of the battered pigs in blankets, which they weren't available yet, I picked up something else, and they were quite delicious. Cheeseburger spring rolls, so like a Chinese spring roll, but instead of veg and crap in, it was a cheeseburger, and it was amazing.
And what did it taste like, Max?
It tastes like a cheeseburger wrapped in phyllo pastry.
I didn't know that had like. If it didn't know if it was like authentic flavour. That's all.
No, it looks like a spring roll, but it's actual cheeseburger inside, and it was delicious.
Chris points out in the chat. He says that's why we needed the Phil Jones redemption arc instead of Biley. Yes, I agree. Conrad in the chat. Welcome, Conrad. Hope you're doing well. Conrad agrees. He says Phil Jones should have started. Agree with Chris there. Let me see here. Graham says if I use all 200 characters available, can I fill enough space on the screen so that Tekkers audience cannot see the mad attack? Well, nothing like a little science experiment to test out that hypothesis.
Yeah, but you're losing me too, buddy.
Matt conveniently.
Or it was collateral damage in that.
Pretty much. I mean, I know I'm short, but you don't have to rub it in, man.
Ronaldo was down for a minute there. He's holding his back because he's so old.
From carrying this Manchester United team.
From carrying. Yeah, that's more appropriate. Thank you, Max.
Good backup instead said, I thought Max was going to say Aero ice cream bars.
Ooh.
Get to fuck.
You know, I actually found some Aero at my local HEB.
And did you smash the gaff up? That was the correct thing to do.
No, because I went and I bought the Mars bar instead. Because I was like, let's compare this to how like a normal Milky Way is. And yes,
I love Milky Way.
They are different.
It's caramel.
Well, no, that's Milky Way's caramel. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No,
Chris the chat is saying it's bad as spring rolls apparently.
Milky Ways have caramel. No.
Yes, they do.
In America, they do. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's wrong.
I was extremely surprised, Max, when I tried them over Halloween a couple of years ago. I was absolutely shocked. I butted a bit to have his amazing fluffiness.
I'm actually offended by that.
No, yeah. So you're thinking of a Three Musketeer. We've had this conversation.
It's a Mars bar.
A Three Musketeer is just nougat, whereas the Mars bar and Milky Way are nougat and caramel.
Who's that?
But y'all's chocolate is a little bit more bitter. I think there's a little bit less,
it tastes of chocolate.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't taste like just sugar. So
this sugar flavored chocolate.
Graham in the chat says they are out of this world, Mags. I'll get my coat. Yes, Milky Ways are indeed out of this world.
And Mars.
And we got Chris is saying in the chat, generally don't see why Mags is
I'm not going all right. You're not going to trigger me today. We're checking the archives. Why I hate bubble chocolate. It's fully explained.
Record of the tape. It's not the taste that Mags doesn't like. It's the fact that you aren't getting value for money.
There we go. Thank you very much.
He doesn't like the idea of you buying air.
Correct. Because it's free.
I think we've talked about it before. We'll go back up to the chat. But Mag, we don't support your American smart.
Let me center myself before we rage.
I think we've got breath here. I think we have a new meme in the chat from Graham. Don't be an asshole, Chris. I like that. I think that's funny. Very good work. So yeah, we are literally just 12 minutes in the game. It's already 1-0 to Manchester City, who haven't had a shot on target yet,
and have had 28% of the possession.
This is
like Man United had 28%. I'm surprised that it's actually in the 20s because it's that. This is the first game of the season, by with the multicolored ball, of course.
So, yeah, I was about to say this ball is really nice.
They have them. Do you know why they have multicolored ball? Because Magnum explained it to you, mate. To Tanner.
Because what?
I thought they explained to Tanner why we have multicolored ball this time of year.
Because of
it's
snow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that thing that we get often on a regular basis. Even when there's no snow, we still use it because it's just a winter ball. It's nice. It's nice to get more money out of, isn't it?
I think we're going to get snow this year.
We're really bad snow.
I think Tanner and I will have snow this year.
I freaking hope not, dude.
Oh, I don't know that I want it
Texas can't
either.
survive more snow. We
not after last year.
We will economically collapse if we have more snow.
But I mean,
Mark
think about
words.
it. When you have a super hot summer, you typically end up with a very cold winter, and it was annoyingly hot this year.
That's what you get for destroying the planet.
Yeah, that's true.
This said by a man who lives in a country that has to have his sewers cleaned out on a regular basis because they get clogged.
Yeah.
What happens in my toilet is between me and the toilet. Let's not bring it up.
I'm talking about the entire
nobody else's
country
business.
and specifically the big cities.
Out for caulking.
Oh.
Graham is saying, I hope you have electricity this winter, Tanner. Yeah. And Chris is saying it's far too...
That's a horrible dig. I hope you're... For Christmas, I would like some electricity, please.
And Chris is saying it's far too wet over here to settle too much. See, all of his COP226 rubbish, and it isn't mention of Tanner.
It's true.
It's true.
Yet another City attack. This back seven of Man United is holding up really well. Oh my God! Fred tries to keep the ball in, actually kicks it off for a throw in, and nearly kills himself.
Why is it? I thought I was live. Why am I not? Okay.
This is just so bad.
Phil Foden's
down, so that's
there we go.
The new soccer ball was inspired by NXT 2.0.
Yeah, it's the Braun Breaker.
That's a good one, Graham.
Can we want to? If you want to, you can. It's up to you, Mag. I'm not getting involved in that this week.
Yeah, he kicked the shit out of Foden.
Well, sometimes you deserve it, you know?
You would just do that.
You know how sometimes I said, would the real Phil he stand up? Can he stand up? Is more the question of that book kicking.
Oh, De Bruyne whips it in. Cleared well by Man City.
But
who keep the ball.
Man City regained possession easily.
Yeah, it's a canter. It's an absolute canter.
See, I get what they're trying to do. I get what United's trying to do. I really do. But it doesn't seem very effective at the moment.
We didn't get our prediction before the game, guys. I put this as well because
I think 0-0. I think
that Graham's 0-0 idea has now gone to pop. And I'm glad about that because that means we continue to have a streak of this season. Not a single game we've covered has been 0-0.
Oh. Wait till we cover Liverpool v Burnley.
Well, yeah, we've never covered a Burnley game. We should just cover a really...
That's because Burnley don't get TV games. Nobody wants to watch Burnley
They
on TV.
They have to get 5 minimum.
They took
the season.
one look at the town and went, nah, we're good.
That's a shithole. We ain't sending no cameras there.
Let's see. What would be a really good... we've got to cover Burnley versus Newcastle. December 4th.
To be fair, one's rich and one's Newcastle.
Burnley are definitely not rich.
Well, you're not poor anymore, for Mags, are you?
One's getting relegated and the other one's Burnley.
Hernandez
that could be a
fired
fact.
up.
That could be a fact. Now, Ori, you're not the before we get to what about to ask Ori, Graham's saying that Sancho's already warming up apparently. Well, he needs to stay warm because he can need good for him. 2 minutes to get to the end of the game.
It's also very cold in Manchester today, so he's just trying to put on a jacket. Really,
advantage being played. Ori, you're newer to football, obviously. What do you know about the Newcastle United takeover? Have you heard anything about it at all?
Not a thing.
Newcastle United for years were owned by someone who liked to think of himself as Billy Big Bucks, called Mike Ashley, who basically sold cheap mugs, which basically, if you spilt one, could cause a small tsunami.
I will have no besmirchment against Sports Direct mugs. Thank you, sir.
The mugs were the only good thing he sold because he also ran
for free. So
he ran that club into the ground. Well, a couple of weeks ago, he sold the club to a new business empire, the Saudi Arabian royal family, basically. To say it's been controversial is an understatement. Obviously, we've seen from our various wrestling.
We need to clarify, Matt. We need to clarify for legal purposes. It's not the Saudi royal family. It's the Saudi Public Investment Fund.
Whose chairman is
and a member of the Saudi royal family.
The king of Saudi Arabia.
Funded by the Saudi royal family, but it's not them.
In legal speak, it's not him.
But
it
now
is.
Newcastle are essentially the richest sports entertainment
in the world,
in the whole of the world.
Yeah,
Bruno Fernandes is down.
Man City are poor by comparison.
Yes,
just trying to help Chris in the chat out here a little bit. I think he was interested in the game.
I've just been had some things thrown by Mr. Newton from Manierfield magazine. Check out when it comes out soon. Matt, what is the Sports Direct mug slander? No slander at all. It's fantastic.
Just called them cheap mugs. You called them cheap mugs, so
they are cheap. They do last a long time, and they have a large amount of content in them. They can hold a small C mags.
And a capital.
Is there any other way to drink anything, especially coffee? I mean,
yeah, but this mug is ridiculously huge.
Man, look, I'm gonna have to bring my Wonder Woman mug. It probably is close.
You are also talking to two Americans where the small size in McDonald's is as big as the large size that we have in the UK.
Yeah. I bought a 44-ounce soft drink at the gas station the other day.
We'll get to the chat is lighting up with stats and things. We'll come to those in a moment. We will
because they're watching the match, unlike us.
I'm watching.
United's on a break here, but there's no one going to help him. Ronaldo's on his own. There's no one running up to help him at all. Oh, that's why. Because that's just the water was down. That's why.
But he kicks it away in temper, though.
Well, but he kicks it back, so technically, I think he'd be okay. When I was in America, Tanner, last time, you could get a small for $1, or you get a large for $2, for example. But you get free refills. So why do you ever buy the large?
Well, because I feel like you may have gotten ripped off there, because you can buy the 44 for $1.
I'm using an example.
Okay, well,
I'm using an example. Why would you ever?
Because I don't plan on going back to the gas station on my walk home.
You're not going to stay in the gas station until you've drunk 44 ounce worth of soda.
Getting the caffeine shake sitting there in the gas station.
Shotgunning Coke Zero.
Coca-Cola.
No, but I mean, I got a new coffee maker for my birthday last week, and it will brew 12 ounces of coffee from a Keurig K-cup, and like 12 ounces in this mug is right here.
Wow.
So there's still plenty of room for creamer and sugar, and yes, this is one of my favorite mugs.
Wicked.
Yeah, it's I saw Wicked in New Orleans, and this was one of the things I had to have.
I need to go see Wicked.
I saw it for the first time while I was in London at the Victoria Theatre, I think.
Yes. It's got a permanent residency there, yes.
And
Pep Guardiola is digging into Phil Foden at the moment.
We actually got tickets the night before, and I want to say spent maybe £20 per ticket. And we were on the outside edges, but we were like maybe 6 to 10 rows from the front. It was great.
Yeah. You don't get a bad seat at a London theatre usually.
Yeah, especially the Victoria.
I cried. I'm not even going to lie.
Corner cleared by United. City back in possession, of course. There's a cat in the room.
We're going to get to, whilst you're sorting out I'm going to make a joke. While you sort your kitty out, Squawker is saying Fred was the only player on the pitch to be dribbled past in the opening 10 minutes at Old Trafford. It happened 4 times. Man United also need more records. Bailey the first own goal in Premier League Manchester derby. I didn't know that one, actually.
I thought there'd been more than that.
Real quick.
Yes.
Why do you say it Derby when we would say it Derby? Because I read this
because
Derby.
we are anything English, not American.
Yeah.
Right.
Oof.
Have a good night, guys. It's been fun.
I don't. It's just pronunciation of certain things. Like we say tomato, and you say tomato.
My favorite one that me and my best friend go back and forth with constantly is oregano.
Yeah, oregano.
Oregano.
That's my favorite. It's oregano. I can't say it the American way anymore. I mean, I can, but oregano is just more fun.
It's like we say potato, you say vodka.
That's the Russians, Matt.
Yeah, technically.
Okay. The chat is coming up with some more amazing slang words right now. According to ESPN, Man United haven't got a clean sheet in Premier League since March in Old Trafford.
With 7 defenders, you shock me.
Apparently, according to Richard Jolly, Eric Bailly is the first Eric to score the Manchester derby since Eric Cantona. That's less impressive, Graham. I've got a bit. Well, Eric
That's a great stat, actually. I love that stat.
And now we're getting on to here we go. In the South, they asked, do you want a 44-ounce or a large?
A very rare Man United attack coming on. Cleared easily by De Bruyne.
Graham saying because people aren't getting up, I'm getting that coffee. They're talking about everything.
Oh yeah, that too.
And Chris is talking.
Gundogan goes through Maguire, and Maguire goes down crying.
That's Bernardo Silva.
Oh, sorry. It looked like Gundogan.
So all 5'6" of Bernardo Silva was able to take down the giant, the colossus that is Harry Maguire
and make him cry.
And he made him cry.
By a nice little bit of footwork there, though. He gets out to Bissaka.
Gosh.
Fernandez.
What is going on here?
Man United actually going to get a shot off.
They might.
Come on. You can do it, Man United. You can do it. You can do it.
Crosses in from Shaw. Ronaldo, good shot. Great save.
Oh.
Very nice.
That was a great shot. The follow-up could have been better, but
great save.
It came flying at him. That was a great setup by Man United, though. Very patient.
Yeah, indeed. Chris saying in the chat, see, all this London theatre bollocks, you can't beat Alhambra. Is that a place in Burnley, Mags?
I'm assuming no. I think it means the ECW Arena. Is that what it means?
Pass on that side of things.
If it was Burnley, it means the Mechanics. That's our local theatre.
Graham says that Lord Derby is English, apparently. That's why it's pronounced Derby. Of all the things, Southerners say with a Northern accent is Derby. Derby.
Derby.
Yeah. But the weird thing is that we say it with a Northern accent, and it's not a Northern place, but it's saying with a Southern accent. Weird.
We're not going to get into linguistics because none of us four will ever agree on any linguistics whatsoever.
But now I kind of want to see like a goofy cosplay mashup, like half of a Man City jersey and half of a Man United jersey. But then, like, the face half painted like Darby Allin, so it's Darby Allin. And that's where my mind goes. You're welcome.
If Darby Allin was in the WWE, they probably would have done it because of it's NBC, and they had Sheamus and Drew McIntyre on for the Manchester.
That was brilliant. Yeah. That was brilliant. You could tell both of those looked so uncomfortable. Yeah. We hate these teams.
She was a proud Liverpool fan, of course. But
Drew almost died putting on a Manchester United kit.
That killed him. And he took it out on Ricochet.
Yeah,
yesterday.
he was never the same.
He was never the same. No. Google backup is saying or egg no.
No, that's incorrect.
That is correct. Actually, that is 100%.
It's oregano.
Well, did the plant originally develop in your country? No.
Okay, so it's Italian. So how would an Italian say it?
Oregano.
Off the line!
Why was that?
Off the line again!
Is that half Russian Italian?
Oh,
David De Gea to the rescue!
I didn't realise Putin was Italian.
He's onside here as well.
I want some oregano with my borscht.
Some oregano would really,
great
do wonders for a nice borscht.
Conor McCabe in the chat saying, hello, Tanner, Matt, Mag, and Ori.
Hello,
sir. And Freya.
Crispy FC is saying...
I thought that was actually you just saying howdy to Conor then.
Saying, a Lambert in Bradford, man. Why would I mention the Burnley fit when I'm not from there? I apologise. I just thought it from your... Oh, what another great save.
De Gea is certainly busy today.
He's going to be David Canseo. Part of my dream team. Always good to see my players doing very, very well. I'm streets clear, by the way, in fantasy. I'm a fan of streets clear. I am.
I haven't even checked it for weeks.
Chris is saying, I agree with you, Mags, if that helps.
Oh, I've took over Tanner.
Yeah, Tanner's gone from top to rock bottom.
Rock bottom.
I don't think I've changed my lineup once since we drafted.
Yeah, I've still got Lukaku in, and he's been injured for about a month.
Graham's asking, who is making the Mrs. Slocum joke? Hashtag 70s comedy. I nearly did, but I skirted away from it because I respect Ori.
And you've got class. You're a classy guy.
I try to be. And Graham here with more Italian Americans than Italian English, I'm sure. Probably.
Bobbity boopity.
Hashtag report racism.
I should laugh right now. I've also been sent, by the way, since then privately, a picture of Roy Keane with the caption, I thought Halloween was over, but my nightmares continue.
Is it a
half an hour played. A very enjoyable half an hour.
You know what? Roy Keane should be the next Manchester United manager.
No, he would kill these players.
That's what I'm saying. He would damage the egos.
See, even Freya does not agree with that.
Oh,
Freya's like,
under my desk. Just
no,
bitching.
Roy
What
Keane.
do you want?
That sounded like Muse of approval. That's what I heard.
That's a podcast waiting to have a Muse of approval. Good Cop Bad Cop is saying Lord Mario.
Lord Mario.
Well, technically speaking, he's a Japanese Italian, but we won't go there, Graham.
And how is he a lord and a plumber?
Man, some Italian Japanese fusion sounds really good for lunch. Maybe
actually,
so if Mario is Japanese and they do their names backwards, does that mean his name is Itsumi Mario?
Joao Cancelo with a throw in.
I mean,
that was phenomenal, Ori. You can come back anytime.
Thank you. Graham.
Yeah, he was just introducing himself. He wasn't just saying it's a me. He was just saying who he was.
Yeah, that was the first part of Mario in Japanese.
Yeah, he wasn't Mario. He was just it's Mario. Brilliant. Absolutely stunning. Love it.
Wow.
Look, if nothing else, you can always count on me for a bad joke, a bad pun. Yeah. That is what I'm good for.
Speaking of bad puns.
Oh my God. No, you got to hit the one before that.
Yeah. Cat, he would be perfect. And then
wow.
And he's saying Roy Keane, the manager, wouldn't be too tabby.
Mm-hmm.
That's excellent, Graham.
They're getting worse.
Speaking of bad
Tanner's
puns,
left.
Tanner's like, nah.
Oh, dear.
And he's still going. I love it.
Roy Keane should be the Manx manager.
Oh, we almost had a second own goal then. Jesus.
The high is keeping this at 1.
Yeah.
You know, I've said before, Mag, as a joke, they were lucky to get the other side were lucky to get 0. Mm-hmm. They may be lucky to get 0 because right now, ridiculous how easy this has been for Man City. And without Victor Lindelof, again, what was it his time? Was it?
I think no.
The ball is just so easy.
There's no Man United player pressing though. There's no one attacking the ball.
Whipped across. Lindelof.
Yeah. 34% possession Man United have had at Old Trafford.
I do love that they had to say, like, the goalie had to save them from themselves because technically it was a Man United player that kicked it towards that goal.
And another great save by De Gea. This should be 4-0. This already should be 4-0.
Indeed, Conrad Newton in the chat is saying Roy Keane, the manager, would have 3 murder charges against him in the first week alone.
He would Squid Game this whole team.
Indeed. And Graham said, was that charge just off feline there? I'm like... I would say keep your cat jokes coming, but you're running out, surely.
This is my good cop moment for the week. Graham is cat with all of the cat puns. I love it.
Graham is not pussyfooting around with these puns this morning.
Yes, I love it. I love it. This is great. I'm easily entertained.
There you go.
That was terrible, Tanner. David De Gea has made 350 appearances since August 2011. He's having a standout game.
Well, thank God for United, because they would be just dropped.
As we say that as City are on the attack again.
And the pressure is not there. Ronaldo just walking around in the. He's just made way back across halfway.
See, this really shouldn't surprise anybody. I mean,
it's not.
United went really defensive.
Oh, that's a good tackle, to be fair, though.
Very last ditch, but they still can't. They can't get it out of their own third.
United basically gave City license to do this all game.
With playing a back 5 and then 2 double pivot central defensive midfielders.
Yeah.
It's freedom for Man City to just run rings around Man United.
Jesus is down.
Jesuit.
Oh, I knew what his name was, but
no, that's
his name actually is Jesus, but we call him Jesuit.
Trying to make them all fancy.
So there's an ongoing joke because we do the captions for the lineups, and I think it was either Matt or myself. I can't remember.
It was Matt.
It's
always Matt. Just instantly blame Matt every time.
I was perfectly willing to take ownership of it, but instead of Jesus, he put Jesue. Jesuit, so we imagine that maybe it was a new French player playing for Man
City. And it is not the Tekkers way to let something like that lie.
No.
You have to abuse it and kick it until it's dead.
And then keep kicking a bit more.
Even past dead, it just has to be a lump of meat.
Why we're friends. I mean, and that's why you got sent that TikTok, Mags. I'm just saying.
And Tanner is not infallible. He did the whole tag thing, which still hasn't died down.
No. In fact, have we watched an Everton game since then?
We haven't. We watched a couple of games since that, but we haven't watched an Everton game this season yet. No.
Mm-hmm. I actually want to bring up since the chat was going off on stats earlier. This is actually the 3rd Manchester United game in a row that we've watched in the weekend.
It's almost like we are trying to placate the masses to come and watch us by covering the big games.
Question.
Listen, Graham.
Do you think we've had enough cat puns yet? Yes.
Yes. Yes, Graham.
Conrad,
They are not a meowsing anymore.
No, Graham. All the puns. Continue, please.
Conrad in the chat is saying, just a general question for all of you guys.
Yes.
Speak go after this match if you noted to lose,
No.
awful possession, pressing is disjointed, living off moments, Ronaldo with this squad.
I don't think he goes.
No.
To be fair, this squad is full of good players. Why they can't even play the team is anyone's opinion.
I mean, they just have to send
because there's 7 defenders.
Yeah, they just need to send them to rehab and get them to stop smoking crack before the games. That's what they need to do.
Wow. Tell us how you really feel, Tanner. Wow.
Okay, Tekkers' time of death is 1311.
Don't put the defib on. He's already dead.
Yeah, come get me, British media. I'm right here. I'm right over here.
Indeed, he's in Texas.
Yeah, come find me.
Indeed, get a good plan while you're there.
We've got the 44 ounces, soft drinks.
Graham is saying that he should be sacked just for selecting Fred.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
Because Fred should be playing a double pivot, Max. We've discussed it before in the volley many times, haven't we?
When he was playing in Russia and he was a killer, he was not a defensive midfielder. He was behind the front two.
He was attacking midfielder.
Yeah. It's an absolute waste. A £40 million player like Fred sat in a position that he doesn't know, and no wonder he gets poor performances.
Well, and not even that. McTominay, during his youth time, also played as either an attacking mid or a striker. So
Correct.
this double defensive pivot here, I don't know why you do this with these two people.
No,
absolutely no clue.
Common Game in the chat is saying no better way to start a busy day than watching Tekkers for cat puns.
True.
It is a wholesome way to start your day.
It's true.
There are certainly worse ways. As United are afraid to get cut out at the first defender. As our road reporter Chris Harris like to say, always beat your first man. Conrad in the chat. Oh, sorry, Fred in Ukraine is the second coming of Paul's goals. I don't know why he's a 6.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because Paul Scholes.
Great ball.
Right. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, another great save by Edison. I mean, we're slating Ronaldo for not putting in effort, but he's had the 2 best Man United chances so far.
Yeah, but he needs to do more for the team when he's not on the ball. And he's miles offside.
That's the problem.
But the corner has been given. Oh, no, it hasn't been waved off.
No,
okay,
because it was offsides
by a long way.
Graham is saying in the chat, enough cat puns. Here's what's happening on the football, Garfield.
Even Ori yawned at that one.
That one.
I did not. I haven't slept all the past 2 nights.
That was very.
So I'm trying really hard right now. I'm gonna need more caffeine at some point today.
Mags, I like that one. We'll say it again because I think I want to heard it.
That joke by Graham was very poor.
It was very purr.
It's giving me cause for concern. Right. Chris in the chat is saying pissing how many hundreds of thousands a week? That's Ronaldo. I'm guessing you're talking about that. Conrad Newton's got a bit of a long one for us here, so I do bear with us here, okay? Really, he should have gone off the Liverpool game, but I think there's an emphasis on the 3 games after being key. Favoritism could ultimately be his downfall, and the shoehorning of McFred, 2 box-to-box midfielders who are best in 2 attacking situations in front of his defense and refusing to rotate, pick fringe players over first teamers who are underperforming. And Conrad saying stupid YouTube is worse than Twitter, unfortunately.
They have Matic on the bench. If you wanted a top draw central defensive midfielder, Matic is your guy. And have him, and he then lets McTominay and Fred go forward, or one of McTominay and Fred go
forward. That's what Liverpool had got Fabinho for that job. I mean, the others can all do the job that Fabinho does, but he does it so well that it just lets the others go forward. That's what he's there for. Graham, they're making something actually happen now. Poor. I think there's going to be a new thing. Poor. Comic Cabe, I think that's some new merch for you there, Ori. I wore a Juve shirt to the Italian restaurant today, and and I'm not sure what I've got to try and read through this one.
So he was getting nods of approval and being called names. Didn't know Serie A
was big here in the States.
Well, yeah,
it's
you
huge.
Went to an Italian restaurant
with an Italian shirt on.
Yeah,
and if they're not Juve fans, the names were probably not.
They were probably curses.
Complimentary.
They were probably
babbity boobity instead of babbity boobity.
When America hosted World Cup in 1990, it was Italy versus Ireland, I believe. I think it was in New York. It was held. Was it New York? I think so. And I believe they said the only person who they had an Italian on the Irish side called Tony Cascarino. And I think it was mainly Irish in the stand by accounts, but they know Italians. They know Italian football in America. They really, really do. So, 1994. Thank you, Graham. 1990 was Italian 90. Yes, it was. That's what getting Italian mixed up. So
yeah, Serie A is big here in the States. I mean, we have a very large Italian community all across the country. I particularly enjoy some Italian Serie A myself. It is a different kind of football than the English Premier League. Yeah, maybe one could argue even a little bit more tactical, perhaps, as opposed to the big stars, the big names all the time. So yeah, I mean, it's good stuff.
So back to the game. This City team are absolutely they're just playing with Man United now. One touch football. Even the goalkeeper's getting involved. It's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. If you're a Man United fan, you should be very, very worried.
Yeah, City aren't in our first gear, Mags.
No.
Yeah, Chris in the chat is saying, I mean, Matic 5 years ago was a completely different player than Matic now, mainly because he could move 5 years ago.
Yeah, I concede that point, but it still would be a better central defensive midfielder than McTominay or Fred is.
Yes.
City again.
It's in, and it's a goal.
It's a goal.
And it's
nice.
Tanner's BFF forever.
Snuck it in there.
Bernardo Silva and David De Gea is absolutely fuming because he's actually worked really hard for Man United as well. He's been their best player by a long, long way. And yet again, his team are just letting him down.
Oh, Ole not nearly as upset.
Ole could not give a shit.
Is he alive? Somebody poke him with a stick.
No, he's
defib pad more likely.
Whatever works.
He's not nearly as upset as he was a few weeks ago.
There was 8 Man United players in the box at one time, and none of them tried to get the ball. That is a great cross.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Ole gets sacked after this game. I think that there's.
Literally bounced it off De Gea's chest. Yeah.
That's De Gea. He had a great game, and he'll be disappointed with that one. He'll be really, really.
De Gea got an assist for a point on his own team.
Indeed. Graham in the chat is asking if Chris got any offers on his Bear Dynamo Moscow shirt. He talked about last week. He mentioned he ended up shipping off for a tenner. I think any of his money back, but at least he got something. I feel it really was a great open agenda he did on Good Got Bad Cop last week. If there's a break in the chat, thoughts on Messi apparently winning a 7th Ballon d'Or. On what basis?
Yeah, that's
on what basis is he winning the Ballon d'Or?
It's stupid. I mean, I'd rather have Jorginho win it, to be quite honest.
Whoa! Too far, Tony.
You've gone way too far on that one.
Lewandowski. It should be Lewandowski by a million miles. The guy's had 2 years of absolutely amazingness.
Yeah, he's been a killer. That's true.
It's half time at Old Trafford, and it is Man United 0.
The City players are actually arguing between each other that they should have had more goals, which I mean you can't blame them at all. But toothless. The only way to explain this, Man United squad is toothless.
I really need them to score 2 goals here.
City knows I'm watching, and they're not letting me down.
Tell that to Everton, who let Ray down on a weekly basis.
Poor Ray.
Oh man.
No, not poor Ray, because we tried to advise him, and he went and got ridiculous advice from a third party, and he reaps what he sows.
So here in the States, the games are normally sponsored by Maker's Mark, but here in this game, it's actually sponsored by Woodford Reserve, which is arguably a much better. No, it's arguably a much better whiskey than Maker's Mark. Delicioso.
That reminds me, I still need to get some whiskey for Survivor Series.
Yes, you do.
I gotta find one. I gotta find a good one. We have an excellent liquor selection at my local grocery store. I'm gonna have to figure out something.
The chat is commenting. Si is saying we're lucky it's only 2. I know he's watching with his son today. Sorry about the homecoming there, Powell Jr. That sort of things. Chris is saying it should be Cornet. Let's be honest. I didn't know that Bandor did Devil's Advocate. I'll try and book him, Matt. Fantastic. Conrad saying Lewandowski should have won it last year for this year. I would have loved it if it was sponsored by Whiskers.
Oh wow!
Tim, you are more popular on this stream than I am at this point.
You know, to get in booed of a half-time tells all that we need to know. Even if Ole pulls something out from the bag, he has to go. Zidane seems like the best prick.
He doesn't want the job.
Pick out of all the
You were correct in the first instance, but he doesn't want the job. He said multiple times he doesn't want the Premier League job.
He wants to go to France. He wants to be the French manager.
I need to step away from my computer for a moment. I should be right back.
Okay, bye, Matt.
Horseman again. I left you a parcel. It wasn't for you.
Oh, goodness.
So in this case, the postman does always knock twice. It's very niche, bad joke.
Oh, man.
So, Ori, what do you think of your team's performance on your debut watching them live with Radio Tekkers?
I'm a little surprised. I'm happy. Don't get me wrong. I'm a little surprised. I think because I expected more of a fight out of Man United. Because we've heard. Okay, in my defense, we as American fans who are not as invested in football have heard the hype about Man United and Cristiano Ronaldo and. For God's sakes, you've got your goalie inadvertently assisting on a goal against your own team. Like, what the heck is happening here? The time of location, like the time of possession, and just looking at, because I really like this on the NBC Sports app, where the ball has been. It's been in Man United's center 36.7% of the time. It's spent more time at midfield, but the majority of it has been with Man City, on the attack. And so it's just and just look at the amount of shots. Man City has taken 10 shots in the first half. Man United has attempted 3. I mean, it's just crazy.
I mean, the possession statistic is a massive concern when you consider Man United have always been a team that maintains possession, that always kind of beats down their opponents. They've had 32% of the ball at home. That's shocking for Man United.
I mean, it's double.
And I think a lot of what you're addressing here is. Like it speaks to the power of branding, basically. Like United here in the States is, that's the name in English Premier League football, right? But this is literally what they've been for probably at least 10 years, Mags?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, every year they get further and further ahead of the likes of Barca and Real Madrid in terms of being the more expensive Premier football club in the world. But the football seems to be failing.
Yeah, I mean they are financial powerhouses, but the unfortunate part is that they don't have enough people who really know or understand or care about the sport side of things, to fully function correctly.
Mm-hmm.
They will bring in a Ronaldo because they know they're going to sell a lot of shirts and they're going to get a lot of sponsorship deals by having Ronaldo there. But
well, yeah, I mean,
they could
his deal
care
has
less
paid
about
for
what happens on the football pitch. They could care less.
His deal has essentially paid for itself already with the amount of sponsorship money and licenses that have come the Man United's way.
They're already profiting, significantly.
Chris in the chat saying, "Come on, lads, call a spade a spade. That's a shower of shite from United."
Yeah,
at home,
it would be the same basic principle. If AEW had brought CM Punk back and only put him on commentary. It's the same basic principle. We brought him back to sell a bunch of shirts that's going to do a lot for us, and it's going to do a lot for Pro Wrestling Tees, but we're just going to sit him on commentary the whole time.
Well, it's not even that. It's like what if we're going to use a wrestling analogy, it's like what WWE tried to do after Fox hired CM Punk to do the backstage show. When WWE tried to approach him to, hey, well, why don't you just be a personality on screen? It's like,
or even them continuing to bring Goldberg back.
I even think Goldberg is more effective than what United has.
No, I think the Goldberg analogy works the best because they brought back somebody who was a star years and years ago. And they've had to change the whole booking structure around so he gets in the main picture, and that's what it feels like they've done with Ronaldo. He's a great signing, absolutely, he's a great signing, but you can tell the whole kind of way they play had to change to fit round Ronaldo.
And in both cases, I think we can see whether we're talking about Ronaldo or Goldberg, it ain't working.
Yeah, I mean, Ronaldo will always get goals. It's as simple and clear as that. But he's not somebody now who Man United should have built a team around. Especially coming off the positive end to last season, there was a lot to build on there. Gaining Sancho was a great move, and then it seemed to collapse when they brought in Ronaldo because it meant a fundamental change in how Man United lined up, and it just doesn't seem to be working.
So, okay, let's address a comment from Sai since we're going through chat. I can't highlight this, but Sai specifically said, can't take shots if we don't have the ball, or getting the ball off City is always an issue for any side. And that I'll give you that. But if your team is that good, supposedly, they should be able to get the ball. I mean, they've had some possession.
That's unfortunately with Sai being a Manchester United supporter, I think that's the problem, is that United aren't good enough to get the ball off of Manchester City.
I mean, even if you are getting it, you're not keeping it, and so whose fault is that? If you're going to get it, find a way to keep it. You're being outplayed. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, the problem is
there's a lot of things going on here. Like, tactically speaking, United has given City everything on paper by going so defensively and giving them so much space to work with. You can't give City space. You can't let them breathe like that. It's like it's like oxygen in an open fire, right? Like, like you're looking at like total backdraft of flames if you're just going to give them space like that. It's ridiculous. They don't have anybody being aggressive. Nobody's pressing City to try and win the ball back. I'm not even sure if the double pivot that's there has the skill set to get the ball off of Manchester City.
It's not even the skill set, the impetus, the passion to do that. Man United have not attacked the ball at all. City were playing one-touch tiki-taka football, where they weren't even out of first gear, like Matt said earlier, and yet we're still able to press Man United and pin them back into the box, 7, 8 players at a time, and then still we're able to pick out the one City player in the box. It's just nobody in Man United's squad wants to be first of all. Nobody wants to be the one pressing the play. It's woeful. These players haven't come to play; they've come to show up.
Mm. Well, and that's what's like, even as a Liverpool fan, that's what's so discouraging about watching United now, is because I clearly remember those times where it was dread facing Manchester United because of how vicious they were. And,
terrifying.
Yeah, and this is just like watching like the saddest version of that. Like it's
like
just,
their most passionate player is the freaking goalie, is De Gea.
Well, yeah, I mean, De Gea he's doing very, very well. United are only alive because of him at this point. I mean, Bruno Fernandes is putting together some amazing plays, but nobody's there to do anything with it because they're playing way too narrow in attack and way too wide in defense.
And Saz made a comment here in the chat. United being outplayed was actually my point. City are far superior with the ball and very organised without it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But the issue is that this City team aren't even trying to force the game. Man United are sitting so far back that City can amble towards the goal without any fear of a challenge coming in, and that should be a massive, massive concern.
Graham in the chat says the next 3 games for United is Watford, Chelsea, and Arsenal. This will not be an easy run for them. Watford on the ascent under Claudio Ranieri. Chelsea does well. You know, they're winning the Premier League.
That
right
hurt
now.
You saying that, didn't it? That
stung. I felt a little dead inside. I mean, we could be first place, you know, tomorrow. We'll see.
For 24 hours.
And then Arsenal, who knows what Arsenal will show up as, you know, on a day where they play Man United. Sometimes
to be fair, Arsenal have been playing very well ever since they got their great win in the North London derby. With the exception of the game against Palace, I've been here for the last 5 minutes. You ignored me.
Burnley will do Liverpool a favour today, so don't panic about that.
Thank you.
Well, I have full faith in Burnley's ability, for sure. I mean, Cornet is leading you stronger and stronger week in week.
He's the best thing that's ever touched a football in the history of the sport.
Okay, never call me biased again. Ever call me biased again. He's a very good player, though. I want to know how can you add anything to him in January? Can you bring in another player that can complement him as well, perhaps?
I mean, we can.
Like a St. Maximin, maybe.
I do like. I mean, he's not leaving Newcastle now, is he? They're building that team around him. I do like the way Burnley have been still frugal. They're still not outspending what they're bringing in, but they've added Cornet. We do need more players of his ilk, of his caliber. But after the way we destroyed Brentford, which no other club has been able to do in the Premier League this season, I was very, very impressed and very excited for what we can do over the next few weeks.
Graham in the chat is saying turn up winning against Tottenham was quite an achievement we thought at the time, but Arsenal are playing much better. Conrad saying if this was Jose playing a side of football at home to City, he would have been hounded out and fired tonight. That would have been Ole a real shame.
Yeah, it's because Ole was initiated in a Skull and Bones style secret sharing society where everybody knows everybody else's secret and it's all mutually assured destruction if one is fired.
Is Jadon Sancho getting half of a game?
I believe he is, Max. God, I wouldn't count on us doing you a favour, Chris says. How do we get Cornet? Our scouts don't go past Barlick. Where is Barlick, Max?
Barnoldswick is about 5 miles away from Burnley.
Okay, right, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm not aware. I thought it was pretty close, but not quite that close. Hey, I told you, Barkley coming according to my inside source at Burnley. Is that made Mr. T Lady again?
Jadon Sancho.
No, he was right about Cornet.
Jadon Sancho is telling the instructions coach what to do on the sideline.
Jadon Sancho has more experience with they've had a poor game defensively, so we'll take off a defender.
Let's go back to the 4-3-3, you guys.
Graham in the chat is saying this
didn't work. This was a failed experiment.
This didn't age well, apparently. Solskjaer, you have to respect what Man City have done in the last 10 years, even more than the last 4 or 5. But we are Man United. We are always going to come back. Solskjaer, continue. Hopefully, I think we are the #1 club manager, and it also probably means the world.
Wow, that's vain when you're 2-0 down.
Hopefully,
at home.
Hopefully, United come back in 45 minutes or so.
To be fair, we want to see a good game here, so I would like to see that happen.
Yeah, I would like to stop, pooing on United's parade here.
What? I mean, honestly, so would I.
Whistlegate's about to restart, guys, I think, so I apologize.
Like, I'm not saying this hasn't been an exciting game, but...
it's been one-way traffic.
Yeah.
That's history. It has been very one-way.
City with the ball yet again. Surprise.
Conrad, who's obviously listening to Sky Sports as well. I'm ashamed of you, Conrad. But he said Roy Keane has just put the blame on De Gea and Shaw in the first half, in the half-time analysis. Pundits' reviews into criticise Ole will be the downfall of the club that they all apparently care about so much.
And you know what? This is why people listen to Radio Tekkers, because we will tell you how it is, and we will not put any.
Something I noticed on Twitter. For those on Twitter
again, not pussyfooting around.
No. Yes.
Okay. Yes. We were they're talking about how Man United were the worst team defensively. The 5 players responsible for that, obviously, traditionally, are your goalkeeper and your foot at the back. The only 2 people they actually used as the image from Sky Sports were the 2 players who weren't English, De Gea and Varane.
Of course.
All the English players were omitted from the picture, which
and Varane's not even playing.
Yeah. And they used that in the previous few weeks. Chris in the chat is saying, "Hey, United come back from 2-0 down before, and that Rashford last minute win it had was a great game. If we get that in this game, it'll be a great game. We have
our first booking.
It took this long. That's not Cancelo, damn it."
Yeah, Joao Cancelo gave the finger to the referee. What? No.
That is a foul, to be fair.
It was a foul.
Graham listening to the Roy Keane clip now.
I like how that right after he tripped him, he turned around like, no. I don't know what I wasn't me. I was over there. I was over on the bench.
I'm Azpilicueta.
Yeah. I'm playing in an hour from now. I got to get to London.
I've got both Radio Tekkers have been tagged in something on Twitch from Graham. That is a Man United fan watching a TV covered in a towel using a stick to just lift up every now and again just to see what's happening and then put it back down again. It is a little bit. People are poking a lot of fun right now at Man United, and to be fair, this is what we actually said could happen in this game: is that Man City could win this at a canter and just be doing what they're doing now, toying with them. Is that worse than winning 6-0?
It's more embarrassing.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm sticking to my gun. That was Azpilicueta.
Yeah.
It was Reece James.
Probably
different color.
Probably was Phil Foden. I don't know. Different player on a different team entirely. I don't know.
Conrad on Twitter is saying this is a dire watch. We can only apologise for you, sir. Unfortunately, we're doing our best to cover it equally for you. Now Matt has said canter. Can we do a horse pun for the second half?
Yes.
Let's not. Come on.
Yes. Yeah. No, I'm here for it.
I vote nay.
Yeah. Thank you, man. I was just so close.
Well, Tanner, that's what it's like when the shoe is on the other foot.
Yeah. You sound like Robert Pires. Oh my god, this rain is getting torrential at Old Trafford.
Yeah, it's all over the camera lens.
I gotta say, Graham, this was
he's hoping for a biblical flood to wash away
Connor's
the salty tears.
Breakfast is made when I'm watching football, says Connor.
Ollie Almighty. That's what he's hoping for. I will build an ark to take one player from every team.
Graham will go back up saying that would be a nightmare idea.
You know, Graham, this was a great idea. We're really off to a galloping start.
Yeah.
That would be foolish.
Yeah. Will the second half see that
Manchester
City? Will the second half show that Manchester City takes United out to pasture?
Poor.
To be fair, you're not far wrong. To be fair on this one,
it does look like this is a one-horse race of a game.
This is true. This is true.
I feel really bad. We need to rein the puns in. Brilliant.
Very good.
Not at all.
I think that's the best one so far, though.
That's the issue with Radio Tekkers. It always descends into horseplay. We're always horsing around.
Yeah, that was gosh.
So good. So good.
Just so you know, the things that are trending on Twitter, right? People are asking for Big Dunk to take over.
Big Duncan Ferguson, who never ever played for Man United ever at all.
Does he actually manage?
He's assistant at Everton.
He was interim at one point for Everton. Yes. To be fair, maybe he's someone like him in charge. I mean, with a lot of people who never played for Man United.
Steve Bruce.
What
he's available.
Bruce is also trending, Mags.
What would Dunk bring to United?
Violence,
anger.
I mean, couldn't you get that with Roy Keane though? Like that's just as easy of a pick.
He has no limit though. Roy Keane wouldn't stop when he could feel the bone crunching. At least Dunk would that. Whoa, he's had enough.
I mean, but wouldn't that set a good example if he like Roy Keane shows up to training, puts on the boots, and 2-foot tackles Jadon Sancho? You know, wouldn't that just scare everybody?
Jack, keep on coming, right? These horse puns can go on for a long time.
The Chris one, that's nailed. We can't beat that.
Always looking good. Maybe she's barn with it. Maybe it's neighbourly.
Well, that's brilliant. That's the winner.
Absolutely
great.
Graham in the chat is saying, "Big Dunk Man United manager sounds like Matt's bets pretty much every week." But Conor McCabe actually has a serious question for us. Predictions for Arsenal v Watford tomorrow morning.
0-0.
Ooh.
I think Arsenal win.
I think 2-1 to Watford.
I'm thinking 2-1 Arsenal. I think it'd be 2-1 Arsenal.
Oh, shock. 2-1 Arsenal for Matt.
2-1 Arsenal, but Watford are going to have a good fight. And advantage played. Is it into the box?
Off the bar. Was that Jesuit?
It was.
I believe it was.
Come on, United.
What are you
Chris
doing? In the chat.
I feel gross.
I don't even think they know what they're doing at this point.
There's no effort. There's no passion.
So yeah, Chris in the chat says that we Desmond.
So that's 2-2.
Yeah.
Not to explain the joke.
Yeah, if you need to explain that joke, then where have you been in life? This is probably
There's no Manchester United player even
no pressure
to win the ball. This is ridiculous.
Exactly.
These used to be.
Fred's around him.
It used to be the most dominant team in world club football, and nobody wants to put a tackle in. Nobody.
We've just seen
Van der Beek. Van der Beek's coming on.
Did you know?
Wow.
I'm glad about this because the news.
No, he's just warming up, Mags. Don't get too excited.
The news yesterday about Donny van der Beek.
He's got a flight to Amsterdam to catch.
I'm off.
He's like, I'm going back to Ajax. Screw this.
His wife is pregnant, of course, which is fantastic news. Congratulations to them, of course. Of course, And grandfather will be
Dennis the father.
Grandfather is Dennis Bergkamp as well.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
So-
right. That's his
Sport
father-in-law.
Bible, and I quote, baby being born into Dutch football royalty.
Well, I mean, Dennis Bergkamp is.
Bergkamp may be, but Van der Beek, can you say that? Can he spend half of his career on the bench at Old Trafford?
Van der Beek needs to move back to Ajax.
Or he should have just gone to Real Madrid when he had the opportunity.
The chat is kind of split here. God, I must be desperate, says Chris. And Colin Newton is pretty much stepping the table. My boy's warming up. The most unlikely saviour of Ole Solskjaer's job, Stu Waits.
Matt, he is technically a child.
He's not anymore. He's not. He's 18. He's legally not.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Van der Halfbake. According to Graham.
Brilliant. Have the horse puns finished now?
I think we've fallen off of them now, Mags. Yeah.
Mm.
Now
fell
you're
at the
saddled.
first
Now
hurdle.
you're
Is that what
saddled
you're
with what
saying?
we've got left. Yeah.
I wish I didn't bring it back up.
There's nothing left but the glue.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Oh, wow. That was dark.
It was. That's my
Now
bad.
So we're stuck with that, are we? Okay.
Yikes.
If you had horse
Gosh.
puns on your bingo card this week, ladies and gentlemen, you go ahead and mark that one off.
This is kind of dark. This is Nintendo for you. One of the horse characters in Animal Crossing is named after a glue brand in America.
Well, Bostic.
Elmer's.
Elmer.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
Are you sure it's not just named after like Elmer
Fudd.
It's a horse.
Oh, yeah.
It's an anthropomorphic horse. It's named. It's
a bit cruel. But
It's a lot cruel.
I like Animal Crossing, though. It's fun. My sister
Yeah.
used to play it a lot.
Not for me.
If you want to hear more of Animal Crossing, Tanner, check out Chris Talks Games, which is out this afternoon on BGM.
Do it.
Give that a wide berth then.
Harsh. Graham says, tempting to mention Toe
You
Chester.
know I'll listen.
To transition to Toast Talk, Toe Chester, of course, where Silverstone is, of course. Oh, that's a perfect way, actually, to plug the shirt I just got in the post.
Lights out
Very
and away
nice.
he ho ho ho.
Away we ho, 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 ho.
Mm.
Usually, away, like that, and away we go.
That's
So it's a Christmas, my Christmas-themed F1 shirt, yes.
And I'm still over here rocking
we don't
Nightmare
even have-
Before Christmas.
You
Thanksgiving
can
yet.
wear that right the way through till New Year's.
And I'm
think so.
wearing CM Punk's return speech.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Moo.
Max doesn't get kicked off the show very often.
I know.
Wow.
And I've been relegated to the bottom corner as well, the guest spot. I've been relegated to the guest corner. I'm usually the one doing the kicking, so that was actually quite refreshing.
Well, sometimes you gotta get your comeuppance. You know?
Chris, it is both.
Connor in the chat is like,
You've deserved that for a while.
Absolutely
It's
right,
been
Connor.
a long time coming.
Genocide talk? Nah.
Chris,
you know.
Chris in the chat is saying Halloween film, not a Christmas film. It is a
it's
Christmas
both.
film. It's both. It's one of those weird
Both.
amalgamations which works really, really well.
Yeah, like Die Hard. Die Hard's a Christmas
Christmas film.
movie.
It's Christmas
Die
film.
Hard's definitely a Christmas movie. I will
And,
give you that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
otherwise, yeah, so that is 4 out of 4, so it's Christmas film. Everyone else can as Mag would say, get to fuck.
United have had a shot.
Finally.
Why?
Not a good one, but it's happened.
It's a terrible shot, is it?
That's the first shot that a Man United player has had in this game that is not Cristiano Ronaldo.
That's worrying.
It is. So if debate comes on, who are hooking?
What?
Who
Who are hooking if fan debate comes on?
Oh, who are we taking off? I thought
Fred or McTominay?
I thought you were soliciting me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's a time and a place for that, sir. Speak to me
So
after the
this,
recording.
so this is the Wendy's. We've got people kicking off about Die Hard now. In the chat, Graham is saying it's the
not
best
people,
Christmas
it's Chris,
film.
and he's a young pup. He knows not what he says.
Christmas. Chris says enough Christmas film to give Halloween something. You not heard of a horror franchise, sir?
It's both. No, but I get what Chris is saying. He's saying a Halloween theme specifically because you can have horror films whenever.
Yeah,
Horror is horror, but he's saying specifically Halloween theme. But we've got more than you think. You've got all the Halloween Town movies from the Disney Channel. You've got Hocus Pocus, and next year we're going to have Hocus Pocus 2.
Can't wait for that.
Hubie Halloween. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
That Adam Sandler classic.
Chris is saying it is a Christmas film. Bruce Willis says it.
Bruce Willis is wrong about everything.
He's the
Screw
damn
Bruce
film.
Willis.
Conor McCabe is saying there's a Home Alone TV show
John
from Disney
McClane.
Plus.
Jesus.
I'm actually looking forward
He's
to
a
seeing
dick. I'm sorry. Bruce Willis is a dick.
Uncle Bruce.
Uncle Bruce can kiss my fat ass.
Whoa.
Conor McCabe
Show people on the Teddy where Uncle Bruce upset you.
He was a jerk to one of my favorite directors. So
Okay.
Let's move on from that quite quickly then. With Conor McCabe, who is saying with the TV show of Home Alone coming to Disney Plus the States stage this month. It's a TV movie. And look, it's basically a soft reboot of the franchise. I'll see what it's all about, but I've got to admit, is it going to be as good as Kevin McAllister? I doubt it. We've talked of a shot, Graham is saying, when a horse gets injured as they shoot it. I'm no animal doctor, but
Matt is.
how do the gunshot wound
that
help
horse
recovery
hormones,
process?
and it would be fine.
Matt, as a human doctor, Matt, would you recommend that as treatment?
To answer the question directly, a gunshot wound helps recovery process because it completely removes the pain instantly.
What? How do you recover though?
Doesn't say about recover. This is how they help recovery process. It removes the pain.
Doctor, my husband's leg's broken. We got to put him down.
Well, pass me my 12 gauge.
Chris,
I'm a surgeon with this shit. Kaboom! Kablam!
Okay, kablam, yes, perfect your tongue. Chris the chat saying, I'm sorry, there's no better Christmas film than Muppets Christmas Carol.
I will agree.
Horror is not necessarily Halloween.
Also agree.
Trick or Treat is an okay B movie. The new Home Alone looks absolutely shite. There's no effect to the original. There's no Joe Pesci. No.
True.
Spoiler for Good Cop, Bad Cop. New Tekkers Pro Wrestling Hocus Pocus was very good last weekend. And Matt, I just give it a Ruster's burger and hope it covers that way. You're going timeout. Right, okay.
Oh, but I wasn't allowed to put Graham in timeout.
You can! You can!
I know how the land lies now.
Man,
I'm joking, of course. No one's going to time out there unless you start complimenting.
We are only 18 minutes into this second half.
What?
Yes.
It feels like longer.
It does feel a little bit longer, to be brutally honest.
It's essentially still all been City, though. It's City on the ball and Man United not wanting to take the ball.
We did have a stat, though, Mag. The second half possession was 50-50, though.
Yeah, at kickoff.
No, a couple of minutes ago. But even so, it hasn't felt that way at all.
I never saw 50-50. I'm still seeing 23-40. At this point, I never saw 50-50 because I've been watching that possession stat for a while.
That was only that was a UK graphic. We
get
second half.
We usually get stats for like the last 5 minutes or the last 10-15 minutes, stuff like that.
Yeah. Currently,
but it's
currently total possession is 65 to City, 35 to United.
Yeah,
that's kind of a shite take because we've had 50-50 in the last 5 minutes. Well, that doesn't make up for the rest of the freaking
demos.
game.
That's the demos. We had all of the viewers in Chicago at 9:15 when they were called John. That's how it works.
And here comes Rashford.
But the demos don't matter, so.
Rashford warming up here. Looks like he's also arguing with the formations analyst.
The 2340, Chris, is going to be overall.
Who wrote this in crayon?
As of right now, Chris, I'm saying...
Why has somebody drawn a tree?
Overall, 40-24.
What even is this?
This sounds like my maths on Good Cop Bad Cop, I'll be brutally honest. Graham, can you make head of that? As City with another break. Graham, I'm going to come to your my moment as Man City have a break here. Jesui.
He's looking for the cross, easily outsmarts Fred.
From Vince Letters, I just lost my joke because I slept with my patients. I lost
He
my whole
outsmarted Fred
livelihood.
by pointing in a different direction.
He's
And
like,
Fred looked.
He's like, I'm going there.
That's disgusting.
I can't read that one out, Graham. I don't think
I'll read it. From Viz Letters,
Of course
I
he'll
just
read
lost
it.
my job because I slept with one of my patients. I lost my whole livelihood, etc., etc. The British Veterinarian Council are a bunch of...
I thought we were done with the horse stuff.
That's
Wow.
hilarious. That's hilarious.
Wow.
John Terry had a 100% pass accuracy. Yeah, he had 4 subway passes all season. And Graham wants to know from you. Graham wants to know from you, Ori, where's missing 27.27%?
Yeah, explain that, Ori.
I think this is time possession. I don't think it's percentage
Fair enough.
possession.
Yes.
Greenwood's off for Rashford, which is, you'd argue, like for like.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think Greenwood's not had a horrific game. He's just not had a lot of the ball.
I mean, you could easily argue that Rashford is a improvement on Greenwood, but
There's a hell of a lot of love for Greenwood, and I don't quite see it yet.
I think he's rough and ready around the edges, but that's
he will be really good in about 5 years' time when Ole's not there.
Mm-hmm. Who's been shot?
That
Shaw,
looks like
and
Luke
his
Shaw.
200 appearance for Man United, and he's literally gone, and he hasn't moved. Actually, to be honest, he hasn't moved.
If
I mean,
there's a player
he hasn't
that
moved in the other 67 minutes. So
if there's a player on United that I don't like seeing go down, it's Luke Shaw because of everything
he's
that
had
he's gone
such
through.
a bad time. Yeah,
He
keeps fighting back, and then another thing happens.
The man
he is
almost
alive.
lost
Look
his
at that.
leg. The man almost lost his leg to a terrible
Yeah,
tackle.
he's being rolled over slowly onto his back, but I've got
Yeah,
a
it
feeling
looked like they were stabilizing his head there for a second.
Yeah.
Great. Chris is while waiting for what happens there. Chris is saying I knew we'd get the joke about 27% somewhere. I'll never forget that 3 out of 11 is 27.27%. That and Sokotoa is the only maths that will stick. Con McCabe wants to know, is that a Watch Dogs hat, man? No, this is my Banner Club cap.
Yeah, it's Finn
This is
Balor.
my Banner Club worldwide cap.
Matt is a big fan of Finn Balor. He likes the.
I like the abs. I like the abs.
Abdominals. Yeah.
Yes.
Chris is asking
Who
you,
doesn't?
make sure it's not Reece James.
That's Tanner who makes that mistake. Nobody else, just Tanner.
And that was quite well liked by Graham the Jack. It looked like he'd been knocked. It looked like he's been knocked out. Oh,
Yeah, a knee to the head. He literally got V-triggered.
Oh,
The last shot, kablam!
oh, that was not pretty.
Ooh.
William Greenwood proud of that knee strike, and they're letting him play on.
It looks like he's got a dent in his skull.
It does.
It's grass.
Well, it was just a side view of a pitch, and the rain is beyond torrential now.
Yes. Ole's middle name is Moses.
Trying to part the seas.
I will say when he got hurt and Ole got up, that's like the most action and excitement we've seen out of him all game.
This is true. Speaking of more dog puns, Graham says now is it time for
Stop
bring it,
this,
bitch.
Graham. Stop this.
Connor came in the chat is
Straight
asking
to the cursing.
Is saying when did the Premier League change the colour of their ball to yellow? Today.
Just today.
When they got
started,
it trapped
today.
like in between their thighs and it squashed and swelled up. Oh, you mean the football? Sorry. Yeah, today.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have to take a look at that one.
They changed it today.
I'm waiting for the Dr. Matt to come and examine them.
Yikes.
Let me get a good look at that.
Yikes.
You need hormones.
Yep. That's quite unusual.
Update for rain. They're going to change from good to soft.
That's awful.
That is actually quite clever, Graham. I'll give you that one. The reason why, of course, Connor, obviously, if anyone else is new to football, welcome to Radio Tekkers. This may not be your best introduction to football.
or your worst. Who knows?
Or your worst, for sure. You haven't got Stupid Mammon, at least.
That's very true.
The Premier League changes the colour of a ball in the winter section of the season because that makes it easy to see, especially when it's darker and also when there is any kind of ice or snow on the pitch. Although traditionally, the pitches nowadays have undersoil heating in the Premier League, so that's not usually an issue.
And they also get to sell plenty of replicas.
Yes. It's more of a merchandising ploy than anything else.
The football market is very, very lucrative.
Tan, I have one for you.
Yes. I wish I had captions on. Sure would have said hormone.
Wow. You're watching a totally different kind of radio.
Would be very
Radio Tekkers After Dark.
Yeah.
No, that's not going to happen.
Chris is saying, I want to
my
someone
God.
ask me work. Do you have dough balls? Of course, I'll say no. It's just the way I walk.
You should have said that in a really high-pitched voice as well.
Have we ever asked?
Brilliant.
What is your shoot job, Mr. Harris? Because we actually know what your shoot job is. Oh, Luke Shaw has gone down again, and he's saying, and he doesn't.
The rest of the players are saying, "Look, get off.
Yeah.
Put yourself out of this misery."
He's
Please save yourself.
Yeah. So who's coming on here?
Shaw needs to come off. Yeah.
If he's coming on, that means Van der Beek's not coming on then.
No.
Jesus Christ. Van der Beek is going to shoot somebody after this game. Look at him, he's fuming.
Dude, he's so upset. He's even putting up his jersey. He's putting up Tellez' jersey, being like, "Here, I think this belongs to you."
But in fairness, they need to have someone in defence. They can't. They're going to put Van der Beek at left back.
I mean, props to Luke Shaw for trying to play on. But
I don't like it when they do it. So
he looks not all with us.
He looks like he's playing in a game last week.
Mm-hmm. So on comes Alex Tellez.
This is obviously the last change for Manchester United.
17 minutes to go here in regular time. We'll see what happens. Maybe Alex Tellez can inspire this United team to victory.
Mm-hmm. He's got form for it. As we see City with a free kick on the edge of the pitch, who's whipping it in? Can't beat the first man.
Which is rare.
So Graham asks in the chat, I can't believe that the incident with Man United legend Paul Scholes hasn't been brought up yet.
It needs to be.
Which one? About the feet, or about him being at the strip club getting a lap dance?
Strip club. I think we've unfortunately done his daughter to death, which sounds like a really bad
So is he.
All we have to be aware of. It was shared into the Tekkers chat a few weeks ago.
Let's give a little bit of context. So Paul Scholes is a former Man United player, England legend, arguably one of the most talented footballers ever to play the ball.
Probably the best United player of all time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Certainly a conversation, yeah.
And he recently was outed on a video
by his daughter,
by his own daughter, who is what, early 20s, I would say.
Yeah, 22.
One would at least hope.
So you could see Paul Scholes and the daughter's foot, and Paul Scholes picks up the foot and starts chewing the toenail off of her big toe.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah. So this man is regularly on television. He's not a private citizen much.
He's always seemed like a normal person, never kind of like
a typical bloke,
a celebrity. He's like a bloke, but then he ate his daughter's toe, which was weird, and then he doubled down by getting caught live on video in a strip club getting a lap dance.
A lap dance.
Listen, here's the thing. I'm from Louisiana.
Yeah.
Bourbon Street's like an hour away, okay? Yeah. Hour and a half tops with traffic.
Yeah, you'll do some crazy stuff.
The lap dance strip club, that doesn't bother me.
Here in the UK, it's not as prevalent as it is in the States. It's still looked at as quite seedy.
Yeah.
It's not that, like, I get where you're coming from, but, you know, if he wants to drop a tenner, you know, on a lap dance, whatever.
He paid in change. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
10, 20, 30, 40.
Whoa, that's a pound coin. I'll take that back.
Yeah, absolutely.
For me, it wasn't the fact that he was at a strip club. It was the face that he made when he was receiving the lap dance, which was both. He was doing this, but he was also looking at the camera and smiling. So he's like, I don't want to be here, but I know
I'm enjoying
it.
Yeah, the only way that could have been worse for him if it had been his daughter giving him a lap dance.
Oh, God.
Which was the instant story going around Twitter that it was his daughter doing the lap dance.
Now we've got the chat is reacting comically. People are going to wash out my ears.
Yeah, same.
There's no reason to bring this up on the show again.
I think we do need clarification though, whether he bit the toenail off and spat it out, or if he chewed it.
Mm-hmm.
I would hope that he had spat it out.
Would you have hoped he bit the toenail off in the first place?
Okay. Just
I'm gonna choke here.
Full disclosure, as a mother, okay, when my little ones were very, very small, sometimes it's very difficult to trim infants, toddlers, fingernails, toenails, and sometimes it's just easier to just kind of, and they're very thin as opposed to adults, very easy to just take a little nip and then take the rest of the nail off. But a 20-year-old woman, no, sir.
And he looked like he enjoyed it. He licked his lips before doing it as well. This is going to be tasty. Cheesy Doritos.
Gross.
There goes my chance for breakfast.
Graham is saying I call it talent time with Jackson.
When you're batting Jackson's toenails off, it's
talent. I think Graham, you probably should have typed that one, buddy.
Like, I'm not super opposed to feet, but I'm not a huge fan of feet in my face. And the more I think about this, the more I legitimately want to lose my coffee.
Different strokes for different folks and everything, but at the same time,
Yeah. Speaking of feet, we have less than 12 minutes here in this football game.
What a segue back.
That's a max segue.
Trying to.
Graham is going FSS mags. No, when he's getting them cut.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's Canada, Graham.
They came from your mouth.
I'm going to pretend.
Right, that's it. I'll come back for the volley. I've had enough, Chris.
Me too, Chris. Me too.
United with a shot.
United peppering the goal now.
Ooh, they're trying.
They just kicked that ball right into the back of his head.
Ironically, the possession stats have gone down. They've lost more of the ball, but seem to be doing more attacking with it.
Where was this? Where was this 70 minutes ago?
He was sat on the bench wearing a number 27 shirt.
Oh, the bench is coming on.
He's getting on. He's actually getting on.
Max, I'd forgotten. There is the concussion rule now, of course. You get a free substitute for a concussion, don't you?
So somebody punched Fred in the back of the head. Donkey punched him and gave him concussion to bring
so
up Van
Fred
de Beek.
on for Van de Beek. Is that the first? That is the first time, then.
I'm actually excited for the rest of this game now. But enough of this messing about and talking about tours and horses. Let's talk about Van de Beek playing football.
Finally,
he came off of Fred, didn't he? As well, yes.
But will it make a difference?
It might.
I
mean, you can't be. You can't go much more wrong than you have so far. You know.
I would predict he's brought him on so he can blame Van de Beek for this poor result. It's all your fault, Donny.
If you
give you 10 minutes and look what happens.
If you had played 80 more minutes, who knows what could have happened?
Do you want a bit of context here?
16-0.
Guys and Ori, do you want a bit of context? 4 subs made by Manchester United, none by Man City.
4 subs?
Because they haven't. This is a training session.
They have made 4
no
subs,
effort in.
Hannah, yes, because because the concussion rule was used for Luke Shaw.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I was like,
and to be fair, it's good that they're starting to use that rule. It's the first time I've seen it happen to actually be. And City breaking here, it's 4-on-4.
To be quite frank,
that's a great ball.
Oh,
wow! Yeah. Phil Foden drags it wide. That was very, very close, but United were caught in possession. Then
he did exactly what he did there. What he did in a penalty shootout against West Ham, dragged it wide to the far post.
Yeah,
it's actually hit the post.
Going back to what you said, Matt, it's actually, I mean, again, I strongly feel
so gone in.
Strongly feel like they should have had 5 substitutes for a while now.
Yeah, I think 5 substitutes is the right number.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is why I can't support Pep's demand about 5 subs, says Chris in the chat.
Pep's moaning about having 1 sub.
Yeah, he doesn't want any. He doesn't want anybody to be subbed on. He just wants a starting 11,
and that's it.
That's what you're stuck with.
You
play the hand you are dealt.
Play through the pain.
Graham's saying in the chat, how do I change
broke my leg? Doesn't matter.
Without seeming like an ass, so we can start talking about Maguire.
That feels forced, Graham.
That's very forced. Conor K said there should be new books instead of "Where's Waldo, Where's Ronaldo." Yeah. Chris in the chat is saying 82nd minute and he still hasn't made a sub.
I don't believe he's going to make one because
no, he's just like y'all finish this game out. Okay.
Which Man City player has really been run ragged? Absolutely none of them.
None of them.
Even now, when they're in Man United's final third,
they're not even
nobody running. It's all easy, lackadaisical passing, and they're still breaking.
Look at that! Just dink down the back to Kinseo. Wan-Bissaka's facing off with him. That's about it. It just chipped to Walker.
It's football tennis.
Yeah, this is the most like Barcelona that Manchester City has ever played.
Oh, we finally see a Man United player putting a foot in, and it gets nowhere. Still Man City on the ball.
Nope. Yeah. Bruno tried.
Three people around one Manchester City player, then and none of them tried to tackle. Ridiculous. You can't win the game if you don't get the ball.
Let the ball go through his leg. They can say bullies him off the ball.
Go on, Cancelo. Jesus Christ.
Cancelo lost the ball and he chased it harder than any Man United player has this game.
Oh,
just be round the back.
That sounds all kinds of wrong. Swinging his balls in.
From around the back.
If nothing else, we had a good laugh tonight. Nothing else.
Oh, man.
So Mag, what do you reckon the Burnley result's going to be today then?
I think Cornet is going to get a hat-trick against this very poor Chelsea defence.
If you get a hat-trick against Chelsea...
They've been struggling. They have been struggling defensively. I mean, they have let, 3 goals in all season, so I think they rap for a whooping.
I hope you bring it to them.
Are you at Turf Moor?
Never fear. Never fear. No, it's at Chelsea. We go into the fortress of Stamford Bridge. We're going to get absolutely
look at that ball.
destroyed.
Such a ridiculous bit of attack here.
I mean, it seems like to me that City's just like trying to run out the clock.
I mean, that's what they do for 90 minutes.
The job's been done.
They've done that since the kickoff.
Yeah, City's job is just, hey, how long can we keep the ball for 90 minutes? That's literally their game plan, week in, week out, and so far
and it's
proven
working.
effective.
Oh, look behind the corner. Chris in the chat is saying knob jokes would never not be funny.
True, absolutely true.
And if Cornet scores to get today, I know I'm calling my firstborn.
Maxwell.
Graham said, been looking for a player of the horse. It took me way too long. McTominay.
And it wasn't worth the effort.
It wasn't. It's
thought
good,
it was
but
nice.
it was way too long, Graham. That one, so you lose points.
Yeah, McTominay.
Foden's ball in.
No Man United player. No Man United. There were 6 Man United players around 2 City players, and none of them attempted to get the ball.
Johnson brought it down and tried on the half wide. It didn't quite come off for him.
It wasn't far off, though. It really
No,
wasn't.
and we can give him a little bit of leeway here because he's not a centre forward. De Gea probably had it covered, but Stone's looking good in this game. To be fair, they're not a City player who's really put a foot wrong in this game, and that would have pleased Pep.
But there also hasn't been one who's been an outstanding in terms of like man of the match levels because they haven't needed to try.
No.
Yeah.
No. So Pep will be really pleased about that. In fact, they haven't had to go at full pelt, obviously.
I don't think he will be pleased. I think he would have been looking for way more goals than this. I bet he's actually very disappointed with the effort.
See, you make a good argument there, Max, to be a foul. I wasn't even thinking it in that way.
He's like, Jurgen scored 5 goals here. How come we only got 2?
What's this 2-goal bullshit?
Boss, they played 3 against the back end.
I mean, for the amount of shots that they've taken, in my mind at least, they should definitely have way more than 2 goals. And I'm not saying that just as someone who's backing City. I mean, they've taken 15 shots.
Conrad in the chat is saying
United's 15? No, I'm sorry. United's 5 shots.
The issue is we haven't even seen Man City in full gear.
Oh, penalty, surely.
Oh, wow. That's cynical. The refs give a corner, though.
While we're debating that one, in the chat, Conrad saying he's been men against boys for the entire game. And as they've said, it isn't the case. Or that is a penalty all day long. Not been given yet, though.
A clear penalty.
I don't think many people in the United team want to play for it anymore. A real shame.
I don't know. He got the ball, but he also got a lot of. He
booted
Jesus'
the toe.
foot. Yeah.
But if he gets the if he gets the ball, that's fine. Obviously.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look like we're going to VAR about it. So
nope,
because he got the ball. He got that.
Foden. Bernardo Silva.
Just everybody on City's team just lining up to have a shot.
Yeah.
What about the halfway line and Kyle Walker? And it'll keep going backwards in a moment. But no, actually, it's forward. I apologise.
But it's easy play though. It's 1-2 touch football. Simple passing, no pace. Just work your way towards Man United's goal.
Sniggle foul at the bake, and he's just frustrated here.
But at least he's showing passion. At least he's showing a bit of energy. Nobody else has done that. I think Van der Beek and De Gea have probably been Man United's best players.
Van der Beek's only been on for about less than 10 minutes.
And that's exactly what it says.
Do you know the scary thing, Mags, about that as well? Is when you look at the various rating systems later, they'll be the 2 lowest ranked.
Probably.
Ooh.
City again.
That's shocking.
Oh.
Connor came in the chat. He's saying, if United fans really want Ole gone, we should stop buying tickets and merch. The only way the club will do something is they start losing money.
The problem with a club as big as Man United is
they'll never stop making money.
Yeah,
it's all the overseas stuff, isn't it?
If have another yellow card.
Green card.
No.
So in terms of players going to the game, the waiting list for Manchester United tickets is ridiculous. So even if a huge group of fans decided to boycott, those tickets would be bought up by other fans. They would
you
not.
choose 100,000 easily, and they would.
De Bruyne is still down.
10 to 15 years waiting list to get onto the season ticket list. That's how popular Man United are.
Ronaldo
you have to apply for that when you are, when you apply for your school when they're born, sort of thing.
Yeah.
You have to apply for your Man United season ticket before conception.
Yeah, Ronaldo had a very cynical challenge. In case you missed it, Ronaldo had slide tackled De Bruyne as he was already, I think, on the ground.
The fans are leaving, but not as fast as they were against Liverpool.
And the face that he made when they got close up on him, just smarmy, pretentious prick. Maybe that's what it is about Ronaldo that I don't care for. Like,
yeah, my mum hates his guts because he is a winker, as she says.
A winker.
Oh yeah, I'm with Mom on this one.
Okay.
To be fair, he did wink during
to get Rooney sent off.
Yeah, he got Rooney sent off.
So
and they were teammates at the time.
Yeah,
Graham, the way he pure luck, and it bounced off De Gea's chest.
Yeah,
that was pure luck.
Conrad in the chat is saying that's what annoys me about our fans. The protest could have done something. Some new signings and a lick of paint on Old Trafford is enough to calm everyone down and keep the Glazers in. The City fans loving it. Obviously,
they're having a party.
Absolutely. This was going to hurt. This was going to hurt him so badly. You can see with Ole here, with the fans leaving behind him. What's the annoying thing is their two biggest rivals, both in the league and geographically, Liverpool and Man City, have come here and beaten them on aggregate 7-0.
Without Man United putting up any kind of effort.
No fight at all.
The losing is something you have to take on the chin.
Lose,
it's the not trying.
Go down fighting.
That hurts, yeah.
I mean, for example, when Liverpool have lost games in the past, we've been humiliated at times. There's been
Villa.
Yeah. There's been some, but at least they've tried. And if they haven't played well, they've tried.
They didn't.
Well, Salah tried. But to be fair, from moment one, that game was an anomaly in general. This seems to be a regular occurrence. Man United won last weekend because they were playing a team which was worse than them. That's the only reason. Conte's got his work cut out for him at Tottenham, for sure.
We are 1 minute away from this pain ending.
The ball over, and Stone brought it down with a knee. Literally, it was so easy for someone who has been derided by the English press, and not always for the right reasons.
And that's a great ball over the top.
And Jesue!
Oh, he made the wrong decision. He should have shot then.
He wanted to play in Kyle Walker. That's actually the unselfish there of Gabriel. We thought we joke about him and everything, and rightly so. But at the same time, he actually is a good team player. Ronaldo actually passed to a teammate? My word. Van der Beek, Wan-Bissaka, seconds remaining here. Looking to try and bring the goal difference down here. Wan-Bissaka doesn't even cross it. He just plays it sideways again.
What the heck?
Thrown deep to Ronaldo. Put behind for a corner. Stones put himself on the line there, but wins the ball nicely.
Ronaldo tried to head it in, but blocked by Stones.
Graham in the chat saying, okay, a change in attitude, and have a great day. Have a fun show, y'all.
Oh goodness. Yep.
That reminds me, I still got to watch for tomorrow.
Oh, and put offside, but even
Same.
so, put over from close range. And that's it. Game over. Man United 0, Man City 2.
Now Ole has to go, surely. The 2 home games in a row where they've been embarrassed by their biggest rivals and not put up a semblance of a fight.
I mean, does he go? I mean, I know
Should
we
he go?
joke.
Yes.
Well, he should have gone 2 years ago. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said before, all it takes is for Ole to get just another win under his belt, and the seas calm down as far as the push away of him from the club. You know, his firing will be quelled for another day.
Indeed. Right, so if that's on a game where we have to say, Ori, your man of a match, please.
Is it horrible that it's De Gea for that second goal?
If you want to make name De Gea for that reason, you're absolutely obliged to.
I just think it's kind of funny, how that whole goal worked out.
He was by far the best player in a Man United shirt.
Yeah, in an unironic sense, he actually gave it his all.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Mags, who's your man of the match?
I mean, I'm tempted to go with De Gea because without him in this game, it could have been more than 5. But I think for me, João Cancelo had a great game. Whenever he lost the ball, I think he assisted for the goal, for the first goal. Whenever he lost the ball, he was chasing it back and he bullied Wan-Bissaka off the ball. So yeah, I'm going to give it to Cancelo.
Awesome choice, Tanner.
It's really hard to try and pick between De Bruyne and Gundogan and Bernardo Silva. All 3 of them were just so well versed in spraying the ball around and just constantly threatening United. I mean, everybody really had a sense of control in City. So, I mean, it's hard to pick out any particular City player here.
Bernardo Silva then?
No, we're gonna go with an old favorite in the Ilkay Gundogan because he's a nice guy, and he was the captain.
I actually really like Gundogan.
No, he's a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to say that it's because no player really stood out to me in this game at all. Mainly because they didn't need to do anything. De Gea, for keeping the score as low as it was, probably need a shout. But I have to say that I'm actually agreeing with Mags. I'm going with Cancelo because he assisted for a goal and he was consistently trying to win the ball back. Notably, he lost the ball high up the pitch and immediately went to tackle Wan-Bissaka and then won it back straight away. Mm-hmm. It was embarrassing how little they did pressing wide Man United, and they didn't even chase the ball and lost it. Mm-hmm. This one, Man City were chasing every ball that they lost possession of straight away. As soon as they had it, they calmed it down and went back to their A game again. Mm-hmm. So for me, Cancelo for me, and Ori, to be fair, I think that you actually didn't have a bad choice there in De Gea.
Well, and some parting thoughts here before we go. I mean, we didn't really get to touch on Spurs hiring Antonio Conte, which is great by them. We spent a lot of time literally horsing around.
Ironic that he was one of the managers that turned them down in the first place.
Well, I guess my point being here, he would have been on United's short list had they fired Ole, or if they fire Ole, and I think that's a case by Spurs where they obviously not only got a man that they wanted, but they prevented United from hiring somebody that they wanted. So yeah, you are certainly taking a strength from a rival here in this game and or here this week, and it's just
Coleman's available.
Kingsley Coman from Bayern Munich. He's available for a management position, I'm sure, if they transferred him.
Do you think he's actually being serious there, Mags, or do you think he's being sarcastic?
Who?
Kingsley Coman?
No, Tanner.
Do I think that Mags is being serious about hiring Ronald Koeman?
Yeah, absolutely not. He was terrible at Everton.
Yeah, they learned their lesson after.
He was okay at Southampton, though.
They learned their lesson after Van Gaal. They learned their lesson about hiring somebody who wants to play total football in a very contrived, irrelevant, just totally meaningless way. Ronald Koeman is not a good manager.
No. Conrad in the chat, only issue with sacking him is that there are no viable replacements, and that leads into exactly what you just said, Tanner, that they had the opportunity to have a ready-made replacement, and they did what Man United do. They waited, and they waited, and they waited, and then that target was suddenly not available. Says the board want Rodgers, but City have him lined up to replace Pep. I didn't know that. Brendan Rodgers is the man to take over at City. Wow. Ten Hag won't leave Ajax. Maybe have to go for Potter or Bruce. Graham Potter would be crazy to take that Man United job at this stage in his career. He may be the best English manager around today. I think he still needs a little bit of proof before taking a huge job like that. But I wouldn't take this Man United job now at all.
Oh,
are you applauding me there, Matt?
Further,
well made.
I've got some bubbly chocolate, Mag. Don't worry.
Further manager news here, by the way. Newcastle United about to hire Eddie Howe, so he is also off the market, it seems.
I mean, that's a poor pick for Newcastle as well.
Yeah, I mean, you went from the likes of Unai Emery, possibly bring in Rafa
Just so
Benitez.
you know, the betting odds, just so you are aware, is that Solskjaer has dropped from 6th to 2nd favourite to be sacked at 6-4 on.
And who's favourite?
Dean Smith is evens.
Yeah, that's fair.
After last night, they've just lost 4 in a row.
Yeah, they are floated above the relegation.
Graham Potter is
5 losses in a row.
Graham Potter is 6th favourite to be sacked.
Graham Potter's the 6th favourite.
Yes.
He should be bulletproof. He's absolutely superb.
Graham Potter is 6th favourite behind Rafa Benitez, Claudio Ranieri, Daniel Farke, Solskjaer and Smith.
Farke and Smith, I can definitely see it. Solskjaer I can see hanging on because, like Conrad said, there's no viable alternatives.
I mean, Zidane would be the ideal one, but he doesn't even want the job. I mean,
he told him to fuck off.
Yeah,
he said, look, Woodward, stop ringing me. How did you get my number?
Guys, we could keep on waxing lyric about who we think is going to take over here, there, or everywhere. We can wrap all this up, of course, on the volley on Monday evening with myself and Mags and possibly his good Tanner chip if he isn't too busy stuffing his face with pretzels. It's all good, though.
I've got gum. That's not pretzels.
I was just saying in general.
Pretzel flavored.
Thank you so much to Ori.
I think the most important thing is that now in the Premier League top half standings, Man City has overtaken Liverpool. That's the most important thing.
And that was never been invited.
And boom. And so here we go.
But we need to wrap. We seriously need to wrap this one up, guys, because we've all got places to be and other things to watch. So, Ori, would you mind letting people how they can get in touch with you so they can see all your amazing content you do for the Tekkers Network and other networks around?
So you can catch me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Ori the Draw. right here. You can also catch me Monday evenings with my lovely cohorts, Tanner and Lord Mags, on A Change in Attitude as part of the Chairshot Radio Network, wherever you get your podcast, or you can always go directly to chairshot.com, where we love to remind you to always use your head.
There you go.
Indeed. Obviously, you can find myself at MattUK. Find Mags
at Lord Mags down here, where I am actually a legitimate Lord. It is not a gimmick. It's a shoot. And before we throw to the head honcho, the brains behind Radio Tekkers, I do want to give props to Sa, who was in the chat earlier. He's the Waiting Room podcast.
Stunning.
The SJP podcast and Chain Wrestling have been doing absolutely banging numbers on the audio
Everywhere.
downloads.
Everywhere.
So congrats, Sar, for dragging me along with you and dragging that reprobate, that delinquent Benny along with you. They're doing great work, sir.
Can't wait
round of applause.
Can't wait to see more of that from you, indeed. And Tanner.
Oh, hi.
You were also here.
I was here.
Yeah.
I watched the game, and we talked about horses and dogs and
Yes.
Kitty cats.
cats.
And if people want to do more of that with you, they can get in touch with you for it.
Yeah, they can. You can for all your animal talk, you can hit me up on Twitter at TexasGentleman_. I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have. Feline, amphibian, reptile,
Canada vet,
quadruped, or anything else otherwise.
Vertebrate, invertebrate.
Yeah. Would love to talk to you about some animals.
Mollusks.
But for any football related nonsense, you can follow us on Twitter at Radio Tekkers. RADIOTEKKERS. Y'all take care out there. Enjoy the rest of the footy today because got some banging games. We got Burnley Chelsea coming up. We've got some glass being broken over at Matt's house. It sounds like we've got.
I didn't realize that Chris was a Man United fan.
Yeah, he's just like smashing the gaff.
Indeed.
We've got Liverpool and somebody tomorrow. I don't remember.
West Ham.
Yes, it's West Ham. Yes.
We're wrapping this all up on the volley, guys. Join us
Yes.
back here after Chain Wrestling on Monday, and
Yes.
we'll wrap it all up for you then. Until then, on behalf of us all, we thank you for putting up this absolute madness. We appreciate it so much. Thank you to everyone in the chat. We are out of here.
Bye-bye.